Teamster Power 767 Reality Check with Jeff Schenfeld and Garfield Hooper. All right, Garfield. Another long week last week. The heat's back.
Oh my
in full
God.
force.
Absolutely it
Yeah.
is. We had
Yeah.
3 people go to the hospital this week.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. And it's going to be worse next week. So it's just your
Yeah.
weekly reminder to, hydrate, pay attention to your body, and don't be
Yep.
afraid to call it quits if your body's telling you can't go any further, because the
Yep.
UPS will absolutely let you run yourself into the ground if you let them. So,
Yep. Yeah, they will. And you just, you go to your cool zone, notify your supervisor. You
yep.
don't have to clock out.
Nope.
Just notify him. But you know what's worse on top of the heat? The allergies are really bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just making it like tough going,
I, I,
you
I'm
know?
I'm pretty lucky. I've never had a lot of allergies and stuff, like outdoor allergies and stuff. But like, we've got people that are just you add the antihistamines and everything on top of everything. It just exacerbates the problem. But
It does.
yeah,
It does. And yeah, I never had allergies before I moved down here. I dealt with the pollution. That was okay. I could breathe somewhat. Anyway,
oh
listen,
yeah,
we're going to get right into it.
yeah,
So today we're going to talk about, again, Weingarten rights.
yes.
Very important. One of the most important things.
Moving forward, like, you got to think that, with the UPS's push to work reduction and the worker reduction and everything,
Yeah.
that harassment's already been on the rise. So they're already going to be out looking for people. They're going to be trying to get rid of people. It's usually we deal with this in January, February, but it seems like it just hasn't stopped at all this year. It's just kept going, kept going. So we wanted to be sure and go over your Weingarten rights so everybody listening knows that you have the right to representation.
Mhm.
And the simplest part of this is it will be just like, if you've got one from your union, your local union should hand them out. It says little cards you can keep in your wallet. And it says, if this discussion could in any way lead to my being disciplined or terminated or affect my personal working conditions, I respectfully request that my union representative or steward be present at the meeting. Without representation, I choose not to answer any questions. I further request reasonable time to consult with my union representative regarding the subject and purpose of the meeting. I shall not consent to any searches or tests affecting my person, property, or effects without first consulting with my union representative.
And listen, we know the supervisors will be like, "Hey, just come over here for a second. I just got to talk to you. I just got to talk to you," and they'll get information that way. You should always. I mean, if they want to talk to you, grab a steward.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know, it'll lead to something else. They'll take notes and be like, "Oh, they answered this," and but technically, at that point, they would have answered it without a steward present, right?
Yeah.
And it's the most important thing because they're always, again, they always say, "Oh, we're not looking to fire you." Well, no, they're absolutely looking to fire you more than ever now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And to the point where it will come in and they'll do it on purpose. They'll tell someone who they know will open their mouth and, "Oh, someone's getting fired today," and they'll try to scare people. You know what I'm saying? And it'll go around. So when it gets to me, I make sure it stops. Because we're not going to get into that whole thing. We want people to be prepared. We don't want hypothetical. Like, "Oh, this is what might happen." Okay, just be prepared for something. And here's the thing: everyone needs to remember this. We talked about this. You have a right to the steward of your choice if they're in the building.
Yeah.
Okay? Can't make them go out and, 30 minutes out from route and make them come. You really, it's your choice. Like we had it the other day. Someone wanted their steward. Their steward was still in the building. He was about to leave. And the manager was like, said to someone, "Don't worry, we have a steward," but that person wanted someone else. But the steward still, left, right? Steward's got to push too. I mean, it's if a member wants them, there's a reason, right? So, I mean, I don't know why members want to be nice and try to have these conversations on the side. I mean, do you understand that? I mean,
Well,
honestly,
to be perfectly honest, I've never met a supervisor or a member of management that wouldn't throw you under the bus if it saved their own ass.
right under the
So
bus.
they're not talking about you, talking to you about work, to be your friends. You want to have a conversation about the football game or whatever. I mean, that's one thing, but if it has something to do with work, you need to be sure and have your steward present, and that includes there's a big push to do observations right now, and we've talked about this before. If they come out
Mm-hmm.
and they want to talk to you, they want to question you, they want to say, hey, what are your next 5 stops, or this, that, or the other. Just I am exercising my Weingarten rights. I want if I'm going to answer any questions, I want a union representative present.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
good steward, if they pick up the phone and try to call the steward's going to answer their phone call and say, "Hey, we don't represent people over the phone," and they're going to hang up.
We do not do that. Absolutely not. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're not going to do it what to make it easy. No,
No.
we're not going to do it that way. And you have to do these things. I mean, it's so important. One little thing that you might not think is important down the road could cost you your job.
Yeah.
And if it's nothing, but you just said something, they'll just use it and they'll twist it around. I mean, we've seen that plenty of times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so after you're done in a hearing with the steward, if you're able to get the steward, of your choice, your steward will, give you a grievance and whatnot. And they're giving, they're not only going to give, they might give multiple discipline, right? You have to file on each one. That's another thing
Yes.
I've seen over the years. They'll people will mess up and they'll do on just one. And then if you don't file on one and it's intent to term, that is not good. So, I mean, every part of the process, and the steward hopefully will let you know about that. I mean, it's so many things. It's so many things, but
And they're
gosh,
inundating us with
it's
this. Like they're
they really are.
hoping they're hoping stuff falls through the cracks. So people that
That's
aren't used to
exactly it.
filing grievances, won't think anything about it, and they'll let something slip, and
Yeah,
that's just where we're at. And this, in knowing your Weingarten rights and exercising them, will help protect you in the hearings, and getting your stewards involved, getting not just the stewards involved. Like I said, we've got 5 in my center. We've got 5 stewards, and
yeah,
not everybody gets along with everybody. Like, I'm not going to be everybody's friend. Every other steward's not going to be everybody's friend.
yeah,
There's going to be one or two that you trust more than others. You should be with the representative that you feel most comfortable with, that you feel is going to represent you the best. So, exercise that right. If you know you're getting written up, go get that steward. It's not up to the management to make that choice. And just fill out your grievances. That's all I can say. I've seen it happen too many times where people just be like, "Oh, well, what did I get suspended for?" I was like, "Did you file a grievance?" I've got 150 people to keep up with. If you don't file a grievance, I'm not going to remember.
yep. On
So,
every piece of discipline,
yeah,
every piece.
I'm not gonna fill out. I'm not gonna remember that. I'm gonna after the meeting. I'm gonna hand you a grievance. I'm gonna tell you how to fill it out. Give you any
Yeah.
suggestions I need to. But after that, like, I've probably got 1 or 2 more to deal with. So, like, it's
Yes.
your responsibility. You have to take that responsibility. Don't fall on your stewards. We had somebody earlier this year get terminated because he didn't file a grievance on an intent to terminate, and he got pissed at the steward for it. And I told him, look, at some point, if you get a letter that says intent to terminate on it, you've got to take that seriously. And if you
Yes.
can't take it
Yeah.
seriously enough to file the paperwork that I know that steward gave you, then
Yep.
that's on you. Don't blame somebody else because you failed to fill out the paperwork. And
Yeah, yeah. No, it's listen, and what happens is, especially if you tend to term, it'll go to panel, it's a point of order, and those point of orders, 99.9999% of the time, you're done.
yeah,
That's it. So you don't even, on a point of order, they won't even hear the case. You may get to say a couple of words, hear this case based on, the merits of the case and everything like that, but that's it. You really can't, present a case. You have to do that so you're able to present your case, and they shoot that down all the time. Basically, you should have filed a grievance.
yeah.
That's it. So, and as for the Weingarten rights, that was the Supreme Court's decision, 1975 Supreme Court decision. So that's how important it is.
Yeah.
That's how important it is. So,
And the
and
important thing about that too is
yeah,
if they refuse this, if they refuse to let you do this, that's potential labor violations. Like you can file
yeah,
labor violations on the company, on your supervisor, on your management that could go much higher than your local union. So,
yes,
when I say that, it's important that you do these, is like there can be real consequences for these rights being denied you.
yes,
So
absolutely,
please
yes,
exercise them,
yeah,
especially going forward. Because I don't think, with everything going on at UPS, not only is it tragic that they're trying to get rid of union jobs and stuff in here, but I think it's also I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they're going like most decisions UPS makes. I think they're going to regret it. I think in a year they're going to be
yeah,
like, oh, why don't we have where'd all our workforce go? Like when all of these
yeah.
automations don't end up working out the way they want to,
Mhm.
and that grievances are, grievance payouts are at a all time high because hopefully people are seeing this and they're filing their grievances and they're making them pay, and they're watching their supervisors making sure they're not working, and they're filing their 9.5s, they're getting on the compliance list, you know and hopefully that stuff happens, and UPS realizes that they fucked up. But that
Yeah,
might just be a pipe
yeah.
dream on my part.
Well, I mean, listen, I mean, I mean, voluntarily, they got rid of a lot of Amazon, right?
Yeah,
That was them.
yeah,
I mean, was for their bottom line, so it could look better. I mean, so that's them justifying so they can get rid of people. But you know, whatever it is, the business will. I mean, it's cyclical. It's going to pick up.
yeah,
I mean, But here's the thing: it's not horrible. The company's still making billions of dollars. They just decided, hey, we're going to get rid of this business right
yeah,
now. We don't want this business right now. So they took away the business, and a little company called Rody, but we're not going to get into that right now. Oh, that's
yeah.
that's a whole nother episode.
Absolutely taking union work. Absolutely,
Yes.
100%.
Anyway, we just wanted to say this. Want you to know your rights as always. It's important that every member gets educated, not just the stewards. The member needs to know what's going on as well. Don't rely on the steward to file it. You have to file the grievance. You have to go through the process, do everything yourself. Then you're part of it. Instead of just giving the steward the grievance and this. Oh, here, just take care of it. No, you take care of it yourself.
Yeah,
How about that? So, but glad we talked about that. And, like we said at the end of we did at the beginning, but at the end, stay safe out there. Go to your cool zones, hydrate, get your electrolytes, do everything you have to. We don't want anyone having to fall out. I know sometimes no matter what you do, it's gonna build up, but do everything in your power to control whatever you can control.
yeah. Just pay
So
attention to your body.
that's it. Pay attention to your body. So, for myself and Garfield, have a good day.
We all deal with national language, but on this podcast, when it comes to supplemental language, we deal mostly with the southern region. And as always, it's best to get advice from your local stewards or business agents. If you would like to reach out to us with any questions, we have an email address, 767realitycheck@gmail.com. That's 767realitycheck gmail.com.
And remember, strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.